Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of Top Gun Options, our members and our guests. Welcome aboard Thursday's Market Intel Brief. I wanted to wait until the final 45 minutes of trading here to let you know what happened today. Actually, what happened last night. So last night, doing my intelligence gathering for today, April 1st, 10:38 p.m. in the Journal, this came out. Coronavirus lockdowns prompt smaller restaurants to rethink delivery. Eateries examine different ways to get food to customers to avoid paying the commission fees charged by delivery giants. I don't know any of this stuff. I'm very smart on it now. But these the Uber, the GRUB, the whatevers, charging restaurants 30% delivery fee? What are you, high? Well, now they're not. Restaurants are like, first of all, they're livid. We're going to remember the way they treated us long after this is over. Representatives for DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, and Grubhub all declined to comment on these. So guess what's going on here? Restaurant owners all over the place, this one guy, he's like, I'm going to drive and deliver the food myself. This other restaurant in Texas is like, no, we're turning our waiters and waitresses into these people. Uber Eats, Grub, Lyft, you're done. First of all, Lyft, we got bearish on Lyft and Uber, a month ago, 2 months ago, we made nearly $100,000 in bearish trades on just straight out puts because they're done. Who's getting in a creepy car with somebody after this pandemic's over? Don't know who was in it before you. Don't know if the dude's sick. Well, Whiz, people ain't going to travel on the subway. Well, we're changed forever, guys. This is it. This is done. Even if they came out tomorrow and said, maybe we have a vaccine, which is a year to 2 years away, or even, therapeutics to kind of make you feel like you're not dying. This is done. And now these restaurant owners, thank God, I didn't know this. For years, smaller restaurants have bristled at the commission's food delivery apps charge, up to 30% in some cases. We had in the live trade brief this morning, a couple of our members are like, dude, I do this part-time. We're not getting tips. They're not even getting tipped. Making $3-4 an hour and they're not getting tipped. Oh, and by the way, people that order takeout, do you know that the cook and the guy who's bringing this to your door didn't cough on it and isn't infected? Anyway, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. My point being is last night I blasted this out to my afterburner traders, my exclusive VIP thread that we're talking all day on and all night about this stuff. I said at the open, we're going to pound Lyft, Uber, especially Grubhub into the dirt. You ready for this? Grubhub is down almost 13%, guys. I'm still getting my phone. I'm shooting this video now because I'm done answering my phone. Here we are in our live trade brief. Right here is where I said we are going to buy Grubhub puts, which means we think it's going to go down. And we also sold a bear call spread up here. Guess what happened? Guess what happened an hour-ish? Hold on. Let me get back to here. So here's where our brief ended. So puts right here, brief ends. Guess who appears on CNBC at around 12:30? Jim Chanos. Jim Chanos is a legendary short investor. Jim Chanos, right about here, pulls out a flamethrower to Grubhub, Lyft, and Uber, and look at that. The reason I'm doing this, like I said, because I'm done taking calls, people are like, dude, is Chanos on your private thread? Do you do consulting for Chanos? Are you giving him trade ideas? No, actually, I think Chanos was in our brief and listened to me. Since we put these two trades on, it is down 14%. The two trades that I covered live in front of 507, nearly 600 of our members, up over $15,000 in, what time is it? 3:15, 10:15. There you go. Not too bad. That's just one trade that we talked about today, folks. Isn't that awesome? So what are you going to do? Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for full throttle. I'm getting slammed with emails, folks. If you go to our homepage right now, there's way too many people, folks, trying to take, $14, $28, $38 trials. I turned those off 2 months ago. We cannot have too many people in here. I was up until, like 3 weeks ago, I was talking to this one guy and helping him out, and he's like, oh, great. Well, after my $14 trial's over, I might become a member. I'm like, done. So here's what I'm going to do. No trials. I am going to be a good enough guy to open the doors to our trading squadron starting Sunday night, April 5th. This Sunday night with a welcome aboard brief. I'm going to tell you what Top Gun Options is all about, how we got here, everything like that. That's Sunday night. No trades. You have to attend because you're going to meet me, our methodology, and you're going to see what we've done. If what's his name? Bill Ackman, he made $2.5 billion in the implosion. We did 2.5 million. Hopefully to a B one day. But folks, we literally turned people like you, retail mom and pop traders, little old lady in tennis shoes, into millionaires. We nailed it. Wall Street didn't. Ray Dalio's, oh, this coronavirus thing's overblown. Donald Trump, I believe Xi, good dude, great backswing, great guy, my friend. I believe him, I trust him, nothing wrong. It'll never hit America. Me, sell everything with both hands, get long volatility, buy puts on the S&P 500. The only person on the face of the earth that nailed that to the day and this to 2 days. And I nailed yesterday's sell-off. I called this, quote, rally, end of quarter window dressing and rebalancing, and Wednesday we would implode. Bam! This was easy money, folks. Easiest money ever to be made. This is going to be a W. And it ain't going to be a next leg up. We are currently in a shock recession, and we are hurtling towards a depression. We have another 10 to 20% lower in this market to go. I'm not going to sit in the corner in the fetal position and suck on my thumb and cry. We're going to capitalize on it and make money potentially. So head to go.topgunoptions.com/FT and register. The flight schedule is on here. Sunday night brief, Monday afternoon live trade brief, Tuesday morning trade brief. Tuesday night, I'm going to give you a sample of, the 8 sessions of options training you're going to get. Folks, this is now the iron's hot. You're sitting at home, you're stuck at home for a month or two, learn how to trade options. When you register, and if you can't attend one of these, I don't know why, it's going to be recorded. So make sure you register anyway, and I'll give you the replay. As soon as you register, I'm going to throw, $90, $100 worth of gifts at you, man. A trade plan, a 7-step trade plan that you must review before you start watching us. Get some situational awareness and our OPCL, the Options Pocket Checklist. Let's get to the tape here. In addition to Russia and Saudi Arabia sticking it to us with oil and China beating us down economically and militarily, Iran's out there running around, and we're getting intelligence that they're trying to launch a major offensive against our troops in Iraq since we're weakened. Thank God for Donald Trump saying, you even think about it, I'm going to level you. Nice proactive warning, but here we go, man. Literally, it's the end of days here. Pandemic racing around the world, China rising militarily, it's Russia and Saudi Arabia ganging up on us as far as oil. This is bad. It's bad for America, but if you know what you're doing, it can be fantastic for your portfolio, right? Especially if you're a United States senator who left a classified briefing and sold all their stocks and told Senator Burr, you know what he did? The Tar Heel Club. He told a little club of his, $10,000 minimum to get into, about everything he was doing and how bad it was going to be. They all sold and prevented massive losses. He should be arrested by the FBI yesterday. This is scary, folks. China's strategically brilliant. It's brilliant what they're doing. They've beaten us into the ground economically. Our country's coming to a stop. We have a carrier battle group, the most lethal fighting force on the face of this planet, stuck in Guam. Didn't fire a shot. Oil, sir, why is the market up today, Whiz, if everything's horrible? Did you see the weekly jobs numbers? I'm speechless. Between last week and this week, 10, and this is low. I'm hearing horror reports. I've been calling for a week. I can't get through. The website's down. People can't even apply for the money. And oh, by the way, other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play? I just saw before I jumped on the air that the IRS is saying it'll probably be up to 5 weeks for anybody to see anything. Did anybody listen to Secretary Mnuchin for the past 2 weeks and Trump? We want to get cash in the hands of now. You know when you say now to a fighter pilot, you know what it means? As soon as the when you say the end of that W in now, it should have happened. Now, cash. 5 weeks? In 5 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, and I hate my predictions when they come true like this, we will have 40 million people unemployed. Let that sink in. Markets up on oil going up a little bit. I thought Donald Trump told us that low oil prices, huge. Believe me, 98-cent gas, you haven't seen this since the 50s. Hey, Einstein, nobody's leaving their home and using their car, and nobody's on an airliner. Oil could be free right now, Mr. President, and I really don't give a shit. Why was he on the phone then with Putin and his buddy MBS, who's a murderer, begging for them to cut production? So he tells the United States low oil's great and you better thank him and kiss his ring for it while he's on the phone begging for them to cut supply. It's a disgrace. Oil leaps on hope. How do markets trade? Hope and fear. So the markets on hopes that these two best friends of ours, Russia and Saudi Arabia, help us out. This is probably one of the most heartbreaking things I've read, and it seems almost daily. I don't want to get COVID fatigue, folks. I think the market eventually levels off here on COVID fatigue. It's going to be so horrific that we're going to be numb to it. One death was too many. 100,000? Oh my God. 200,000? Jesus. The White House is now saying 240. The president keeps clapping his own hands, patting him, giving himself high fives about, well, if we didn't do anything, it would have been 2 million. What are these numbers modeled on? China. Ooh, yeah, China. Yeah, they really a truthful group of folks there. You know what our numbers are also modeled off of? Italy. This was also last night in the journal that I sent out immediately to my afterburner folks. Italy isn't even close to the real death toll. My God, this thing maps out small towns, old folks' homes, 24 dead people in there. They were never tested. Their bodies were. This brings a tear to my eye. The Catholic churches throughout northern Italy, they're stocked to the roof with coffins. The Italian numbers are underestimated like you wouldn't believe. Why do you think every day in these press conferences it seems like they move the curve? Governor Cuomo, we'll probably peak, second week in April. Now he's end of April. I saw Florida's numbers. We might peak the beginning of May. Now they're talking end of May. You know why? Because the numbers are wrong. Here's your model. Well, what data did you use? Really bad numbers. Okay. So when we tighten them up, second time in this brief. If I'm wrong, when we get out of this nightmare at our next Top Gun Options event, everybody gets a bottle of Chanos from me. I don't think we're going to have 1 million people dead, and I certainly don't think we're going to have 240,000. I think we're looking at 500,000 people. Some of my sources, which I will take to the grave, the whisper number in China is 1 million. Based on the thermal clouds over their major cities and their crematoriums working 24/7. Did you not see me earlier in the week or last of the days run together? They have delivered more urns of burn up people's remains than they reported dead in that town. Does that make sense? It's heartbreaking. Brazil is in a lot of trouble. My heart breaks for Brazil. Bolsonaro's an idiot. He's the Trump of the tropics, and he's dumber than Trump and more of a narcissist. In Brazil, Bolsonaro, Trump's close ally, dangerously downplays the coronavirus. The guys, it's a hoax. It's the liberal media. It's nothing. Get back to work. It's a cold. The economy shutting down is going to be worse than. That's Trump? No, that's Bolsonaro. And guess what, man? We don't have favelas. We don't have the potential social unrest that Brazil does. And the country's health minister a couple days ago said, that's it. 2 weeks, we're done. Our health system will be completely overrun. I have a lot of friends in South Florida with family in Brazil, and they are hurting We were in the live trade brief today when this hit my cell phone. Wall Street Journal, full of great news. Questions about accuracy of coronavirus tests so worry. You ready? Based on the numbers, experts believe nearly 1 in 3 infected patients are nevertheless getting negative test results. Did you hear that? And this is math, folks. This ain't the Inquirer, National Enquirer. This is the Wall Street Journal, man. This is why when the GRUB thing came out last night, I'm like, this is the paper of record. This moves stuff. How's GRUB doing now? Even lower. Look at this. Since we got into it, still down 14%. My God, man. It's still about $15,000. Let me reiterate this for the slow people in the crowd. Do not get tested. What? If you feel like crap, assume you have it and stay home. And that's what the term self-quarantine. We're not in quarantine right now, folks. I'm not. I'm self-distancing. I go out and go for a run. If I see another human on the street, I turn around or go to the other side of the street. I don't get within 27 feet of somebody. People that are sick need to be in what's called self-quarantine. If you can't breathe, not even if you have a high fever, folks, they're not telling you to come in. When do you go to the hospital? You ready for this blinding piece of advice? When you need to go to the hospital. If you're not sick and you go and get a test, I guarantee you're going to be sick after you leave from getting the test. Look at that. You want to drive up to that place and see if you have it? They don't even have to test you. They're going to be like, when you roll down your window, you got it now. Use your brains, folks. I can't even believe the IRS. Steve Mnuchin. Now, we're going to get cash in the hands of small business owners and the people that need it most now. When's now? Last time he said now, somebody pinned him down. He said 2 weeks. Now the IRS just said 5. Nancy Pelosi, with her face still covered in bacon grease from all the pork she had lathered all over her face from eating at the trough. Once more. Maybe some other opera center she can fund. Pelosi should stand down on passing another rescue bill. We haven't even gotten the money from this one. But at the end of the day, folks, we're bankrupt. Can we go bankrupt-er? Who cares at this point? Just print money. It's gross. This is scary, folks. This is where you get into social unrest. We also looked at getting long JP Morgan puts. My little birdies flying around my head said JP Morgan's in trouble. Have you heard from the big banks lately? 3 weeks ago, Whiz, we did. They were at the White House and said, we're good. We're well capitalized. This is a medical thing, not an us thing. Guess what? What happened yesterday? This also came out last night. This was another one to the afterburner thread. This was shocking to me, and I made some phone calls. The Fed, ladies and gentlemen, pays banks to sit on a massive cash reserve. Why? It's 2008, Whiz. We debriefed and learned lessons. God bless you, we did. They've been sitting on it, and the Fed actually pays them an interest rate, right? What did they do last night? I've been wrong. Every time I said the Fed, they're out of bullets, they go find ammo and throw more at it. And now, after this, they have one more bullet, and then they have to go to Congress. I'm hearing if we do a round 4 or whatever this is called, phase 4, the Fed might actually ask for permission to buy stocks. I mean, you can't make this up. That is a moral hazard. Not everybody gets a trophy, and the Fed is one of the reasons we're in this situation. I am telling you that I know for a fact that the Federal Reserve behind the scenes has saved some financial companies. What happened yesterday? Tens of millions of Americans didn't pay their rent, didn't pay their mortgage, and businesses like Cheesecake told you 3 weeks ago they weren't paying. What do you think? There's the people on the other side of that payment are a charity? They're not the Salvation Army, folks. From what I am understanding, this could potentially be worse than 2008. They'd have to tell us, Whiz. No, they don't. Maybe someday. I know for a fact a massive hedge fund who got bailed out. Guy's a multi-billionaire. Took your money to save his firm. You want to talk about social unrest? 5 weeks from now, you're still not getting money, and dudes with G5 airplanes got bailed out. Wall Street, this is 2000. Do you remember Occupy Wall Street after the last time we bailed out the Wall Street Blue Bloods? Remember the outcry? People in Congress, you, Mr. Whoever, CEO, why aren't you in jail right now? I don't want to sow social unrest or discord. I'm a use my brain. I got a well-regulated militia, and I'll be fine. Thank God, and I thank God every day for where I am and everything. Everything happens for a reason. But these people, they start hearing that billions and billions and billions of dollars went to bail out Wall Street again. You ain't gonna have enough pitchforks and torches, folks. It's bad. It's very, very bad. So with all of that, folks, like I said, you have got to this was I hate dudes who say this, so I'll hate myself for this sentence. This was easy money today, folks. I didn't know Jim. I'd love to take credit. Of course, I work with Jim Chanos. He's a client of mine. I don't know the dude. I know him from TV. I think I saw him speak at a conference once. I don't know him, but I used my brain. This came out in the journal last night. I'm like, and I read it, and I'm like, oh my God, that makes sense. I'm this guy, this restaurant owner. I'm like, I just paid that dude 30% of this ticket to deliver it. I know how to drive. Hey, Rocco, the short order cook, get in your car and drive. It's using your brain, folks. And then literally, my phone hasn't stopped ringing. Right there, Jim Chanos goes, oh, God, GRUB's over with. 15, whatever it is right now. Those two trades are easily up $15,000. And if we have a little nice sell-off into the close, I mean, you can't. What a great day. Look at that. That's today. And we got bearish on it. I'm going to teach you this, guys. It's not rocket surgery. I went from one of the lows of my life after 9/11, getting furloughed from my job at American Airlines in the blink of an eye. I got smart. This is what I did. And I went from being on Texas state unemployment. I remember sitting at the kitchen table filling out that form to essentially help run a multi-billion-dollar volatility arbitrage firm in the Board of Trade. I ain't nothing special. I was a poor Irish Catholic kid from South Jersey, man. Political science major, knuckle-dragging fighter pilot. If I can do it, you can do it. We literally have little old ladies in tennis shoes doing it. I'm going to teach you how to manage risk. This is a dangerous environment, and we're going to talk about managing risk and how to potentially profit off this. Okay, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Do me a favor, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter. All of my current members are putting the ladder down. Hell, we got people, well, I'll show you on Sunday night. We got people who've been here a week that are doing fantastic, and they're like, man, I got to spread the word. That's what we say in the military. You put the ladder down. Put the ladder down and help other people up. This is what we need to do in this situation. It's one of the reasons I left Wall Street. It was gross. They pushed their own mother in front of a bus to make $1. Not me, man. Not from the military. Not the way I was raised. You made it. You put the ladder down. We're going to put the ladder down starting Sunday night at 7. Go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for Full Throttle. Take your life and your portfolio. Full Throttle, Supersonic. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. I'll be back tomorrow with Friday's market wrap-up.